Today on our homestead, we're doing something fun and a blast from the past for me. We are going to be cooking yucca. Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family. Now, if you've never heard of yucca, this is traditional in many South American recipes, and in Spanish they call it yucca, or maybe they call it yuca, I don't know. But I know that I had eaten it before, and it is so delicious. And when I was in Brazil about 27 years ago, we had this a lot. But it always bothered me because I always, in the back of my mind, I'm like, they never called it yucca. And so I always wondered, is it the same thing? And so then I started to get confused, thinking, is it the same root? I know it tastes just the same, but they called it something different. So there's apparently so many different names. So here in America, North America, where we live, many people will call this cassava. This is the same root that tapioca is derived from, but even cassava, yucca, I knew that those weren't the words that we used when we ate it in Brazil. I spent time in the Amazon as a year as a missionary, and they served this delectable root. I just loved it, and it was not cassava, and it wasn't yucca. And so I was like, what was it? What was it? And finally, I realized in the back of my mind, I was always thinking Macaxeira or Mandioca. And so I did look it up today just now, and I realized that those are the correct words in Brazilian, in the Brazilian language. So depending on where you go in Brazil or different parts of South America, they may call it yucca, they may call it cassava, or they may call it mandioca or macaxeira. So I'm pretty sure different places where I would go in Brazil and different people would make it, sometimes out in the villages and sometimes in town, like in Manaus, they would call it different things. So that was why I had so much confusion, and why I also had in the back of my mind mandioca or macaxeira. So with that little bit of history, I found this actually in an Asian market last week. I was in Knoxville, and they were selling this in the Asian market. So I went ahead and grabbed two actually, because I've never cooked it. I've experienced it many times, and I have a friend she is from Mexico, and she serves this, and I love it. So I wanted to grab my own. So I did. It's very easy to cook. There's lots of ways you can do it. And very much like a potato, you can go in all different directions. You can boil it, you can fry it, you can mash it, you can make fries out of it, and all of them are delicious. And I even found out, which I did not know this, sometimes people will do it in a sweet way. I've only had it savory, and that's the way I like it best, but I'm open to trying with like a little bit of sugar and cinnamon, which they also said is quite delectable. Okay, so how do you make it? This comes with a waxy tough skin, and apparently, I did not know this, but there are two types of yucca or mandioca or cassava. One of them is a sweet and one of them is bitter. So this is considered the sweet, and apparently the bitter one has a little bit of cyanide in it, so you want to make sure you get all the peelings off. I don't want to mess with cyanide. That said, we're going to go ahead and cook this. So what we want to do is we want to get this peeled, and it can be hard to get the tough coating off just because it is so waxy. So I'm going to show you what I learned. All you really need for this is a pot, and I am going to use my little bitty pressure cooker because I'm not that patient, and it's going to go a little bit faster. A little bit of water in your pot. You can just as easily boil it as you can pressure cook it. You can also do it in your Instant Pot, which if I had a little bit more time to wait for it to bring up pressure, I might do that. That would be the easiest thing. But for me, I'm going to use a colander, a cutting board, and a sharp knife, and that's really all the tools that we need. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut the ends off. It's very, very tough. And you see it is very white inside, and it's also quite fibrous. So now we're going to cut this in about 3 or 4 inch sections. Easier said than done. It's hard. Okay, we're going to have that. I'm going to cut several. Once you have it going, you can break it. And here we go. Now, then we can take this and we can put it on our cutting board where it's nice and stable, and just peel it that way so that it doesn't shift all over. Because I'm the curious sort, I'm going to try it 2 different ways. I'm going to try it with my vegetable peeler, and I'm going to try it with a knife like this. So first of all, I'm going to do it like this. It's very tough. It's not hard to peel. It's no worse than peeling a butternut squash. But as in, you peel things that are kind of round, they can shift easily. So this is a good way to do it. Okay, that was pretty easy. Make sure I get it all off. Then I'm going to put it in my colander and rinse it off. But before I do that, I'm going to cut it in pieces like this, just to make it cook faster. Now this is more fibrous and more tough than a potato, so the glycemic index causes it to be absorbed slower into your bloodstream. Okay, and now I'm going to try to do it with the peeler. This peeler that I got from OXO is very sharp and I like it a lot. That's pretty easy, but I think this way is the easiest way, just to do it like this. That way you can get all of it in one fell swoop. Once you have your pieces chopped, then go ahead and rinse them off really well. Like so. And then we just want to put them in our pot. Our pot with a little bit of water and a little bit of salt. I'm just using some Himalayan pink salt. Sprinkle it on there, and then put our lid on. I told you I was cooking in my pressure cooker, so that's what I've done. Now it's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes if you're just boiling it until it's tender, but in here it's going to be about maybe 10 minutes. So I will meet you back in about 10 minutes and we'll check out if it's good and tender. You want it to be pretty soft, not hard. It's no fun eating things that are hard. And the more you cook it, the more kind of creamy it will get. You can smash it up a little bit and that makes it so good. My favorite way is to have olive oil, a little bit of lemon juice, and just salt. You can also add a little bit of garlic powder or onion powder if you like, but just keep it simple and it's delicious just the way it is. It's been about 10 minutes of pressure cooking, so let's go ahead and check this. Let me bring the pressure down and we'll see if that's been enough time. One reason I decided to use the pressure cooker is because it seemed like everywhere that I went in the Amazon, they had these small pressure cookers. They cook beans in them and so many things. So I think it's culturally appropriate to believe that they could have used it for this. This is what it's looking like at this point. And they are quite tender. They've used up almost all of the water. Okay, do you see how some of it looks a little bit clear around the edges and then some of it looks more white? I think that we probably need to cook it a little bit longer so that it's all that more clear color and not as starchy. Some of it is getting done nicely. It's very, very good. And the tender parts are tender, but I want to put a little bit more water in here and cook it a little bit more so that it's all really soft like that. So I'm gonna add a little more. Okay. It's all very tender. I just wanted it a little bit more creamy, but it could be eaten like this just fine. While I cook this for the last part of it, I'm just gonna stir it a little bit occasionally, and I am going to smash it up a little bit just with my spatula. So all I've done is just broken it into smaller pieces a little bit, because that's how I like it. But it's fine, it's cooked well now. And now I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit. Let's add a little bit of garlic. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic here, mince it up a little bit and add it because that makes it so delicious. Oh, it smells really, really good with the garlic. And like I told you, I like to add a smidgen of lemon juice, which you do not have to add at all, but the garlic and the lemon make it really tasty. So let's do it. I do have a fresh lemon, and so I'm just gonna take it and I'm going to squeeze part of it in there. Not the whole thing, just a little bit. Give it a little bit of zest. I do not want a seed in there though. This is a very juicy lemon, and I just added a little bit of lemon juice, or I gave it a little squeeze, but it added a lot of lemon juice. Okay, so this is making it now how I like it, kind of creamy. It makes kind of its own sauce, and it does that really, really fast. And if you think about the fact that this is what they make tapioca from, then you'll know how thick it can get. You can take a smasher, whoop. You can take a smasher and smash it, or you can puree it like mashed potatoes, but I really like it chunky. Okay, and that's how it's perfect for me, so I'm gonna serve it up and I'll tell you how it tastes. I'm eating mine today with a nice big salad, beans on the side, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stop myself from eating more of this or if I'll save some for my husband. We also have a sweet potato there too. So let's dig in. This is what you care about. Takes me way back. It is so good with the garlic and the lemon. Just delicious. I suppose it could be an acquired taste. It didn't take me long to acquire it when I was in the Amazon. I'm pretty sure that all they did in the Amazon was boil it, and I liked it that way just fine. I do recall that maybe they roasted it too, which I haven't tried. I mean, I haven't tried here. Okay, so there you have it. Yucca, cassava, Mandioca, Macaxeira, and I'm sure there's other names, but I just call it delicious. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you call it, and let me know if you try it. I don't know where to get it around here. I think maybe I think maybe some of the specialty grocery stores, and I'll just have to keep my eyes open because it may be all around. Let me know where you find it, because that would be good for other people to know. But for this, we got it in Knoxville at the Asian store. So enjoy your yucca, or whatever you call it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for eating it with me. Until next time, stay safe, be well, and may God bless you.